Okay. All right. If you're comfortable with that, okay. If you think that look all
You
right.
know what? You know what? Because I'm brat. I'm brat. I'm brat.
Yeah, you are. You are
I'm
a brat. You are a
brat.
brat.
Everybody.
Hello,
I'm brat.
everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil with the brat and the ladies. Hello, Kwyn, from her new reestablished home, away from home.
Yes. Hi, everybody from LA.
Hey now.
You guys are doing good.
And Myra, how are
Howdy,
you?
neighbor.
Hey, I was gone last week. Anything happened in the news while I've been out?
No,
Anything
no,
going on? No.
no, no. It was a
Okay. All right.
really boring week. As a
Okay.
matter of fact, nothing really.
Okay. Just thought I'd check.
Yeah, sorry about that. Well, the good thing is you didn't miss anything.
Okay. Well, good.
Yeah.
Yes.
You did miss Kwyn announcing her reestablishment and getting accustomed to the lifestyle of Los Angeles,
Mm-hmm.
and still going well.
Crazy. Traffic is still very crazy. If you have any podcast suggestions to listen to on my hour-long commute to my job,
And that's just a block
Wait,
away.
and she's only going like 2 blocks. That's
Right.
the thing. She could actually walk where she's going.
Right.
any protein energy bars you suggest. I'm not a coffee drinker. I'm a green tea girl.
Celsius products.
And
Celsius.
I heard there's a Harold's here. So
There's a what?
there's a Harold's.
Chicken?
Yes, in LA. Yes.
I'm not one for, and this is just me. I don't know. Other people might have different experience, but I'm not one where they move a restaurant that's known in that city and move it to another city or expand. Like In-N-Out Burgers. I've never had an In-N-Out Burger anywhere but LA.
Yeah, I don't know what the hype is with those flat little White Castle burgers.
I will take
Outburger.
Garrett's popcorn wherever one pops up. Don't care. If I find one in Changsha, China, I'm getting me some of that Garrett's popcorn. I know it's Chicago. But man, I will take that wherever I can find it.
I was talking food, not snacks.
That is food. Popcorn is part of the essential food group. It's got corn. It's got pop for you Midwesterners who like soda. It's got all the food groups.
Actually, yes. The caramel cheese mix is a complete meal. I have to go with Stephen Hill there. Yeah.
Thank you.
And I don't mind standing alone. That's a snack. And I will get that. I just like to fly out of DFW because I know that I can.
There's a Harold's here and there's a Roscoe's here, from what I've heard from people. So I'm about to try those 2 spots soon.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that. Okay.
Good. Roscoe's wins.
Good luck. Myra, you were off last week. Did you have a good week out of the world?
I did. I was in St. Kitts. Thank you so much to the takeover. We had a wonderful time. Great people, great entertainment, and the travel gods were with me. I was able to get out the country and get back in the country
before all hell went to.
Yeah, I was like, I was actually getting my news from the BBC. You should have seen me at 2:00 in the morning, like, the hell they talking about everything shut down all around the world.
So is it at that point you just commenced to throwing everything together and
pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But yep, I actually got in, got out. Not a big delay or anything. Just like
You're very lucky.
Because other people who also traveled on this trip as of yesterday, they were still stuck in Miami.
Wow.
Yeah. Hadn't been able to get out.
That Microsoft, that's a whole different animal. It really is. Wow.
Was it really Microsoft, or are we just mad that Microsoft runs everything and CrowdStrike did it? Was it really Microsoft?
Well, Microsoft is the head, and CrowdStrike is the knockoff of them. You know, that's a part of them.
So you're saying CrowdStrike owns Microsoft? Microsoft owns CrowdStrike?
They do, and in a sense, and that they were the name that was responsible for CrowdStrike.
Okay. Meanwhile, hey, what's that movie where the plane is taken off and like there's flames and the flames can't catch the plane, and the plane always going to take off in time. That was my travel from China the day. Like, talk about traveling during hell. Like, literally, while the tech thing is going on, I'm trying to get from China to New York. I am the luckiest person that I know. There were people crying in the airports in Seoul, Korea. When I got to Atlanta, we don't even want to talk about that. That was just,
No.
it was a boohoo fest everywhere. Lines under. I mean, it was the worst I've ever seen. And I've done a lot of traveling when it's been bad, but it just knocked Delta in Atlanta all the way out. And I made a 24-hour trip and ended up being a half an hour late. I did a half an hour late. I'm the luckiest. I'm the luckiest that I know.
Yeah, a lot of people are still suffering from that, and still hundreds of flights.
Even today.
Yeah.
Delta.
Yep. Randall Andrews on Facebook says Delta has the nerve to offer 10,000 sky miles. So cheap of them. Shaking my head. Well, here's the other part. CrowdStrike is offering everybody $10 in Uber cards.
Who's doing that?
Wow.
CrowdStrike or Microsoft.
$10. That's not even an Uber from the airport anywhere.
$10.
First of all, Delta, tell me, where can I fly for 10,000 miles? Right. I couldn't get out this subdivision for 10,000 miles. So come on.
And the same for the Uber cards, $10. Where will that will take you? Not to the corner.
Not even to the liquor store. Okay.
Yeah, they didn't even offer that. Yeah, exactly. So I'm glad that you had relatively positive experiences with all of this. I am an Apple person, and so I wasn't affected on my computer, and I didn't fly. So I'm pretty cool that way. All is good. Kwyn, I want to talk about your particular subject in the What You Need to Know newsletter today, as we talk about what you need to know. Our LGBTQIA+ contributor, Kwyn Townsend Riley, writes in today's newsletter about a proposed transgender ban by one of the Black fraternities.
Yes. So it's the
Kwyn and I are going to agree. Kwyn and I are going to agree. We are going to agree. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so excited that Kwyn and I are about to agree on this. I'm so excited we're about to agree on this. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Story?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I never had this much excitement for a story now.
I need him to chill for a second while you tell your story.
I feel like we're in class. Okay, so Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, which was founded back in 1906, has proposed a transgender ban. And my source, GLAAD, they did a really, really good in-depth article. If you have the time, I would strongly encourage you to read it. It was written by a phenomenal journalist who has covered like a myriad of trends that have followed anti-LGBTQ efforts, and GLAAD being one of the largest or the largest media advocacy organization. I suggest you guys check it out because they interviewed members, they interviewed delegates, they interviewed ex officio members, they interviewed members from other organizations. But this proposed ban, and they could be the second. I know Alpha's already talked about they are the first. But they are not the first fraternity of the Divine Nine, of the historically Black Greek letter organizations to actually propose and or implement a trans ban. The Sigmas were actually the first, and I'm going to get to that. But Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated could become the second Black Greek letter fraternity to ban transgender members during its constitutional convention, which began on July 10th in Chicago. Delegates from the organization met to consider an amendment to their bylaws that would restrict membership to any male defined as human being naturally born male who remains and continually identifies as male. And this was according to a draft reviewed by GLAAD. Some members of the organization said the proposed language is not only discriminatory and unnecessarily exclusionary, but politically motivated. They said that the organization's national leadership and this amendment doesn't reflect a broader Alpha membership that can be more accepting and welcoming. Within the article, they go on to include different quotes from various members, and it does seem as if there is a a split amongst membership within the organization, not only about like this issue, but also just based off of age between like the new initiates of the organization. So we could say like from 2020 and on, even for folks who have crossed like back in the 60s and 70s. And this isn't anything
So
new.
I don't mean to interrupt, but you said 60s and 70s. It wouldn't be any closer to that then. So would that be the line of demarcation? Say the class of 80 is cool with it, or would you say?
Well, that's the line that they decide to reference. I think between the ages, particularly referencing like the alpha leadership,
like the
and
boomers and on from
and
there.
Gen Z.
Yeah.
Yes, they didn't actually. I don't know if they referenced any of folks who actually did cross or pledge in the 90s or early 2000s.
I don't want to take you off your story. I'm just really curious where that line of demarcation is.
Yeah, but they reference those two lines specifically, just like showing the, I think the difference in appetite when it comes to welcoming trans members, and also like those who particularly are representing the alpha leadership at this moment. And so they actually collected nearly a dozen interviews. And I was able to speak with the author of the article, Travell. He was going to come on the show along with a young gentleman as well to talk about like how this conversation has been received and like its long-standing implications. But as I said, like Alpha is not the first fraternity to actually want to propose a transgender ban. They are the second. Sigmas actually already have Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, which was founded in 1914. They're the only constitutionally bonded fraternity with Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, which was founded January in 1920. They actually do have a ban on transgender folks that was implemented early, like in 2017, I believe. But this comes as a really shock because Alpha Phi Alpha is the oldest, and they are also the largest fraternity. And so this type of ban has greater nationwide implications that exist for folks who are members, but also outside of the larger Black community, because a lot of times when politicians are either trying to garner votes, or even when we think about when people are trying to ask, like, okay, who's the representative Black people, they tend to look towards Greek letter organizations. And I'm fortunate that my organization, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, has already released a statement that welcomes trans members, as well as folks who identify as femme and are either going to fluctuate or change with that. And so I am really disappointed. And I've said this on social media already. I think it's quite asinine. It's very silly. And it's very, very unnecessarily. I like how the author used unnecessarily just motivated, politically motivated at this time to try to propose something such as this within an organization that clearly, loudly already has queer membership and those who are trans. There is a member by the name of DeAndre Miles Hercules. He was going to come on the show. He is trans. And so this potential ban could actually result in him no longer being able to be a member of the organization, although he already has paid his dues. He's been a member for a couple of years now. So this type of ban will not only just like set precedent, but it'll set a tone that really aligns with the same type of flavoring as conservative Republicans have been pushing when it comes to this very Black and white binary definition of male. And it also sets a tone where people are talking about how they're advocating for Black rights and Black justice, but that never seems to include queer and trans folks. And I just want to know, when can we actually extend our reach or actually be more intersectional with our justice that includes queer and trans people?
So before we let Stephen Hill loose on this, I do want to say that Kwyn and I were both, we double booked this show. And so as it turns out, my booking bunked out. And Kwyn, we are going to have your guest on another Wednesday when you're here. Okay, I promise. We're going to have that conversation. All right. Go ahead, Stephen Hill. Go.
I could not agree more. Look, you know how I feel about when it comes to sports, because to me it's not always necessarily even. I don't understand the thought process behind keeping someone out there's no reason that I can think of. Like, inclusion is so important, and it was so important to have a lot of these chapters on different campuses. They wanted to be included, and they were kept off for years. And there's so many different times where people who are now in these fraternities and sororities were kept out unreasonably for so many years. It feels like they're doing the same thing to another group of people. I have, you know, and I'm saying this half jokingly, but you can have white folks in your fraternity and sorority, but you can't have trans folks. Help me understand. Help me
Make it make
me
sense.
understand this thing, because and I think again what it does is make people who want to be comfortable in their own bodies less comfortable and feel like they have less support. And what I'm hoping is people on campuses, on separate campuses, will find ways to protest this national ruling and bring it to the table again in a couple of years.
And the thing is, like, there are trans, because somebody said, like, okay, go make a trans group. There's something, I don't want to say something wrong, but there's something insensitive when people make statements like that. Because one, it's like facts. There are fraternities, there are Greek-led organizations. We had a member that came on the show that talked about how they're a part of a Greek-led organization that's for trans men. So yes, but two, does that not sound like, or does that rhetoric not impose continued exclusionary type of separatist mindset? And therefore, if we're continuing to go ahead and push people outside of these organizations, what does that say about us? Like, how are we as Black people, why are we not the ones? And I know, like, you know, Black people, we are very understanding, but I think for Black men specifically, I'm just really confused as to what harm there is by allowing folks that are transgender within your organization. Because the fact is, there are people that are transgender already a part of your organization. And I think that's what cracks me up all the time, is that y'all are implementing bans. Y'all think that trans people didn't exist until 2020, maybe 2023. But like, trans people have existed.
They've been passing for a very long time.
Yes, so it's just like, y'all really don't know exactly what you're doing or what you're saying and what you're spewing. Like, you're telling your children and their children's children that something is wrong with them, and that their definition that they're using is like not okay.
Well, I think the fact that you are the only person that's part of the Divine Nine it speaks to something, and I do hope that we will have an opportunity to talk to both sides and to get, because this when I saw this article, it just really fascinated me. And I know we had talked about it before, but the Divine Nine, it's such an integral part of our community. And also they became a part of our culture because they were denied existence or the membership in other organizations. And so they did what we have learned to do, create our own. And now when someone who wants to be a part of that is denied, it just seems counter-intellectual to me. But
it's insensitive.
Counter-intellectual, I like that term. I have heard counter-intellectual. I like that. We'll use that.
It just doesn't. It just, like you said, it doesn't make sense. Yeah. So.
And I see that Recognize Our Pride has been responding. We actually had Recognize Our Pride back on our show in Pride Month in June. Shout out to them, because they are the ones that have been following this story closely. I learned about it from Sybil, and also reached out to them too. So if you guys want to know anything all about queer D9 membership, trans D9 membership, or just like issues that affect like queer D9 folks, I would suggest you follow Recognize Our Pride, because they are really on the ground doing this work. And again, shout out to Delta again for really making me proud, for saying that they are accepting trans membership as a Black Christian women organization. We feel that this conversation is getting lost. Thank you for talking this. Yeah.
Oh, so bringing it back, sure. Yeah.
Yes. But thank you so much for this space and talking about it, because it is sensitive. And when I did try reaching out to some folks, I understand, like, legally, Alpha does have the personal right to define their membership as they would like, so they can do what they want. I think what is heartbreaking is that they're choosing to do that. So,
Stephen Hill, you want to take the last word on this before we move on to the question of the day?
I know some white alphas. I know some white. Like I just don't understand it. But again, we're going to be having a different conversation 5 years from now. This is the opening salvo, and folks like Kwyn and Recognize Our Pride will be loud enough so that 5 years from now, hopefully sooner, we'll be having a different conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Or we'll continue this conversation very soon, for sure. Let's move on to the. I do want to mention before we get away from the newsletter. Today is also Black and Missing Month. Please take a look at the young woman that is missing in that, and take a look at her picture. She looks familiar to you, or you may have seen her more recently than when she went missing. Please contact the Black and Missing Foundation. Her name is Morgan Stevens. She's 13 years old, and she's been missing since July 13th from Philadelphia. And she is 5 feet 1 inch tall, dark complexion, 135 pounds, black hair, medium length hair, and brown eyes. Just a cute kid. And take a look at her. And those of you, especially in that area, if she looks familiar, you think you saw her on that 13th of July or sometime after, please go to the Black and Missing Foundation and let's bring her home. All right. Moving on to what's really going on. Just a fun question for you today, and very, very apropos for our colleges of musical knowledge, Stephen Hill and Myra J. So the question maybe is, has Beyonce given this, and this is not the question of the day, this is the lead up to the question. Beyonce may have given permission to the Harris for President campaign to use her song Freedom, and asking, what do you think? And do you have suggestions of other walk-up songs for the presumptive presidential candidate? Like we were talking in yoga the other day, that Signed, Sealed, and Delivered was President Obama's during his first term. I'm not sure what Joe Biden's walk-up song was.
Interesting.
But Young at Heart always was something.
Hold on,
Forever Young.
I'm coming.
Forever Young.
Hold on, I'm coming. Eventually I'll get there. I'll be there soon. I ain't going too fast.
I will think of another one, but the first one that pops into my head was way back in the day. It was I think it was McFadden and Whitehead. Ain't no stopping us now.
Oh, okay. Yep. Our friend Stephanie Williams, who is and always will be a music director at heart, in one of our text chains, said she was putting together a tape of songs for the Harris campaign. And so we were, I Am Woman, Helen Reddy kind of deal. I'll go and look those up. But Stephen Hill, off the top of your head, not for Joe Biden, but for the Harris campaign, do you think of any?
I love freedom. Freedom is I love freedom. First of all, fun fact: when Obama came out in Denver, his first song that he walked out to in Denver when he accepted the nomination was U2's "City of Blinding Lights." U2, City of Blinding Lights. As for that, I'm sorry, I saw Regina Glover on Facebook put "Hate on Me" by Jill Scott. I think that's awesome.
I love it. I love it, Regina.
That is great.
I think it's the inauguration, Regina.
Oh wow, I'm stuck on this one.
Really?
I am, because my thought originally is to go to some kind of. I would like for it to be by a woman, but not necessarily about women, because I think the cool thing is that like Kamala's not just the best woman in the room; she's like the best in the room, right? And so so that I think is an important part of it. But I'm still, I got stuck on "Hate on Me."
Stephanie suggested. I think I sent this one in. Girls Run the World. Jaheim, Put That Woman First.
There you go. Feel the Fire, Stephanie Mills.
Jaheim.
Is Jaheim funny to you?
Yes, that song is like.
I did. Yeah, that's. Great title. Maybe the subject matter doesn't fit.
Not, but for for some of us, like
A couple of people have said optimistic. I like that.
That's good.
Yeah. Yep.
Another
Sounds of
favorite of mine
blackness.
was the duo Annie Lennox and Sisters doing it for themselves.
Oh yeah.
Aretha Franklin. Yeah.
Yeah, Aretha
Yep,
and
yep.
Annie Lennox. Yeah,
RESPECT.
come on.
Respect. What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, you know I got it. All I'm asking for, Donald Trump, a little respect.
Just a little bit, and that just describes Donald. Just a little bit, just a little.
Or what are they playing on that commercial now? Jay-Z, let me reintroduce myself.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. Wow.
Michael Stallworth says "Ladies' Night" by Kool and the Gang.
Oh, I thought he was gonna do the Ladies' Night, the remix with Lil Kim and them.
Randall Andrews, that was one. "Run the World," Girls by Beyonce would be good on Facebook. Yep. Kimberly Jackson, "Golden" by Jill Scott. That's
that's a good one too.
Facebook. Yeah,
That's a good one.
I like your new picture there, Kimberly. I like that. Young Kwyn, you don't like Jaheim. What you got?
I just think since she is an AKA, I think it should be Pretty Girl Rock.
Okay. Oh, nice respect. Okay.
Should be what? What's that?
Pretty Girl Rock by Carrie Hilson, which is "My name is Carrie. I'm so very fine." And it's very cute.
My name is Kamala. I'm so mama.
I mean, it'd be cute. I have to see her pat at least one time. She really has to pat, do that stroll one time. But when somebody said Ladies' Night, I was thinking of like that whole remix that like Lil Kim, the Brad,
Lil Kim, Angie Martinez.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because this is Ladies' Night. I think that'd be so cool if she walked out to that. I would actually have a bit more respect.
Yeah, that should be the last night of the convention.
Yes. But yeah, I was thinking.
I feel like you have to say they're not like us. They're not like us.
Well, yeah.
Sure.
Oh wow.
That would be cool.
Gwen Turner says we are one.
Nice.
Nice. Nice.
Except for them over there.
Okay,
Kiana Marla on YouTube says "Keep On" by D Train. Okay.
Nice.
Keep it on. All right.
Yeah. Renita Bland off Facebook. I'll be the guy who boldly says this. Renita Bland off Facebook. R. Kelly's "When a Woman's Fed Up."
Please no R. Kelly.
Yeah,
that's why I knew no one else was going to do it. But it's when a woman's fed up, since men have had the power way too long. I
can't bring him into the conversation. I'm sorry, Renita. I love you. Love you. Brenda Brooks Perry on YouTube. Let me clear my throat.
This girl is on fire. Alicia Keys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she could take that from Broadway
to
the stage. Yep.
Songs in A minor.
Speaking of which, have you seen Hell's Kitchen yet?
I have not. I'm hopefully going to see before I leave before I go back to China.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry, Kwyn. I cut you off. What were you gonna say?
No, I think that quote is funny because she was a criminal prosecutor. So
I think da-dum from Law and Order. Every time 45 goes to say anything. Dun-dum.
That's funny.
Clink, clink.
We cannot wait for the debate, right? This is something we talked about 4 years ago. We were hoping there could be a VP presidential tag team debate, so we could somehow get Kamala like Biden go you, and then she going against. Now it'll actually be a Trump Kamala debate. I'm buying my pop.
At first he said he didn't want it. There was no need, but that he was only interested. It was only agreed upon with him and the president. But now he says he's all for it. He's like a series of debates now. He just doesn't want him to be on ABC News.
I heard that, first of all, just like he gonna show his taxes.
Yeah,
I do not believe for 1 second that T-Rump wants to go up against this prosecutor.
But he will, though. You think he will, though? You don't think he's going to back up? No. You think he's not going to do it?
I don't think he's going to do it.
I think he will not be able to be not when Kamala calls him out for not being he can't take that. He can't take being called out by a black woman like that and not come for the
especially
call.
the way he
Are
feels
you
about
crazy?
black women, Myra.
Oh.
He really thinks he wants to take her out.
He
And I
does.
don't
He
mean
thinks he
in a
can.
good sense.
He don't
He
want
thinks
that
he
smoke.
can.
Trust
Oh,
me.
he getting smoke. He's getting all of the smoke.
That should be the song.
Yeah.
There's a song called Smoke. There's a couple of songs called
Yeah.
Smoke.
You don't want none of that.
Oh my
And
God.
to me, there is no need for her to debate him because she has nothing to freaking gain. Because all he's going to do is talk out the side of his. How are you going to debate a liar?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll let you finish. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You can't debate a liar. She's talking over here, and he's all over here and just throwing insults and blah blah blah. I'm like, no. Don't,
But
don't.
You can't if the rules for the debate allow that. See, the challenge is the CNN debate. The rules did not allow for the moderators to correct, right? So they could not do that in the course of the debate. If in this debate the rules are changed, right, as they have been in debates before, that lies can be called out, Kamala has everything to gain, right? Trump is going to appear unhinged against Kamala to some very important voters who will see that and question their current abilities. His current abilities. I truly believe the whole age thing is about to flip on him. Everything that like Trump now looks old. He didn't look old against.
Dude in the room.
He's the old dude in the room, and people's perspectives are flipping. And if Kamala gets to debate him with a certain set of rules, it's a wrap.
Well, they could have hand-to-hand combat. She would still win. It's like,
especially with those hands. Especially with those hands.
She doesn't with his little hands. But here's the thing. Even in hearing President Biden talk about the debate after it was over, he goes, and I knew that he was lying. I didn't call him out. All she has to do was say that's a lie, and then say, "You look it up. You look it up." That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. 32 times. Or I'm sorry, 34 times you lied in 5 seconds. So I mean, she can do it. And I think that she's gonna just wipe up the floor with him.
Oh, she would. She would. Definitely.
And she could take on both of them at the same time and still not even a sweat off her brow.
I can't wait. I'm already headed to wherever there's a Garrett's popcorn and start stocking up now.
We'll come to DFW or stop in Chicago. The other question is, and I will ask this when we get into trending, but think about this. All of the people that are being suggested as her running mates, and what are your thoughts on those? And so we'll run through that as well. As we wrap up this, do we have any more song suggestions, Yolanda? They both look down.
What happened to our songs?
Okay, I take that as a no. Okay. Or maybe her computer died. I don't know. I'm Every Woman. Sisters Are Doing It for Themselves. Girls Run the World. And No Raheem Woman. Just what about
the big payback?
The big payback. Aubrey. W on YouTube says, "Hold on, change is coming. Sounds of Blackness." That's for real. That is real. Let Us See Shut Up by the Orange Man.
Us old heads. Our old heads just wanted her to have a button to press that Prince classic from 1987. Shut up already.
Right. Exactly.
Damn. Yep.
Exactly.
Shut up already. Damn.
Randall Andrews is back on Facebook and says, "Work That" by Mary J. I like that one too. I like that too. That's a lot of fun. Michael Stallworth, Superwoman by Alicia Keys. Okay. Michael Stallworth in the game today. Okay. And Tab B, hey Tab, Stomp by Brothers Johnson. Yes.
I would have gone for another Brothers Johnson song. Get the funk out my face. Get the funk out my face. But I hear you. I'm with you.
Manuel Murphy says, "You Can't Touch This" by him.
And that might be part of his problem too. Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Somebody said "Let's Go" by Trick Daddy. Kiana Maria.
I do love that.
Oh my
I
gosh.
do love that. Okay, all right. So those are some songs. So should we send them? Or I hear that, as I mentioned, the word is that Beyonce has already given her permission for the presumptive candidate to use freedom. But I also heard today that Beyonce and Taylor Swift are getting together to either create a song together for her or a fundraiser for her.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's going to be a large fundraiser. Ooh. That's going to get a lot of money.
Okay.
Oh my God.
And
Oh my God.
and from the Taylor youngins, sending their allowance in and friendship bracelets and all that kind of stuff in. Yeah, for sure. That's what they should do. They should do Kamala love bracelets for all of the youngins that send in their donations.
Mhm.
All right, let's move on to trending topics. Stephen Hill, you are off the plane. How is Shantae doing in the singer contest in
She's great.
China?
We are less than 48 hours away from the finale. She made it all 12 weeks, one of only 4 people who made it all 12 weeks without being eliminated at any point in time. She's finally going to sing her own song, It's All Right. And so, it's I just love when my wife is comfortable. There've been some things about this process where she has to sing other people's songs and learn them, so it's not comfortable. And so to go into the finals with like a song that, look, I've heard that song live maybe 300, 400 times literally, and it moves me every single time. So I'm glad the world will be able to hear this. It is the finals of Singer 2024, estimated to be 1 billion people watching around the globe.
Yay!
1 billion. This is a huge thing. 1 billion people. So that'll be great. And then she'll have another, there's another announcement around more stuff in China coming next week.
So you're changing your residence.
Not changing. No, there's 0% chance of that.
Okay.
But my birthday, by the way, October 26th, 27th. If you're in the Bay Area, she's at Yoshi's. Yoshi's, October 26th, 27th. Back in the U.S.
Okay, back in the USA.
Back in the
All right,
USSA.
very
Back in the
good.
USSA.
So are you getting on a plane today and going to be back there for Friday?
No, we always knew when she took the show. I could not. I'm actually going to be in Boston. I'm getting an award in Boston from Elroy R.C. Smith.
Oh,
There's a Boston radio reunion that was set before she went to China, and so she wants to be where I am to help support me there, and I want to be in China. But we knew this weekend we have to be split.
Because
but if you're in Boston,
radio is where it all started. Not only
it all started.
but for the two of you.
If it had not been for Boston, I wouldn't know Sybil, I wouldn't know Myra, I wouldn't know Kwyn, I wouldn't know Shantae. Like that is completely my sliding doors. And Elroy R.C. Smith is the person who I owe my entire career to. So as much as I wanted to be in China, there was no way I was going to not do this that I had promised that I would do for Elroy. So
Elroy R.C. Smith is one person. You don't say this about a lot of people in radio. You really don't. But he is the nicest. He is the kindest and one of the smartest radio brains in this business. It's an incredible combination of just nice and kind and just so generous.
People don't usually have a 40-year career in radio, and Elroy's been Boston, Dallas, Chicago, Orlando, Philadelphia, major markets for 40 years, and people still love him. He started a number of careers, and mine included, and he's just the nicest, kindest guy. And he and Vonda are making an amazing.
What an amazing team they are, and beautiful children too. And I always thank him for coming along when he did, because otherwise I would have quit the business. And Doug Banks said, "Don't leave. We got another guy coming in. And I promise we'll get better." and he was right. So thanks to both of those guys. I appreciate that. So Myra, it's not your birthday, but it is a very important day for you.
It is.
It's Happy Tequila Day.
Oh my gosh! And I'm behind. Okay, I'm out. They didn't tell me.
I'm sorry.
You should have called at midnight last night, Sybil, so that I could have honored it properly.
Yeah, that's true. But
Myra's tequila usually is talking to her.
Okay.
So the fact that the
You're
body
hey,
tequila
look
did
over
not
here.
tell
It's our day.
Myra
Hey,
that it was
hey.
my day.
Okay.
I am
Myra, you
piqued
don't. Do
right
you
now.
have any in the cabinet underneath your feet, right there to your left?
Of course, I have some. I'm
Okay.
just not drinking it at the moment.
Well,
But
we can take a break if you like. And
no.
look,
Give me
Stephen
20
Hill's got
minutes.
his in a water bottle.
20 minutes.
Okay.
I'll
All
be
right.
good. Okay.
Okay. All right. All right.
Okay.
Well, happy Tequila Day. What's your favorite tequila, Myra?
You know what? Now I have to. Usually, I am a silver Patron person,
Mm-hmm.
but I happened to see our former boss last week, and is it called Activito? ADICTI. I don't remember the damn spelling. I'm gonna be honest, people. But when I tell you it was smooth with just a slight caramel
Ooh.
flavor,
Hmm.
baby,
Mm.
we got a new friend.
Okay.
Smooth like liquid silk.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. My.
That's please. Wait a
My.
minute.
You're not gonna believe this. My.
Man, shots. Yeah. I heard that a
Awesome.
couple of times last week. Yeah.
Awesome. And the fact that you remember it, that says a lot too. The Olympic Games are underway, but the opening ceremony will not take place until Friday, and I believe it's in the afternoon, U.S. time. Uh, but big names have been announced. Snoop Dogg will be among the carriers of the Olympic flame this Friday as it makes its final rounds before the Paris Games opening ceremony. He'll carry it through the streets of Saint Denis, along with others in the ethnically diverse northern
Wait,
Paris
wait.
suburb.
What is Snoop carrying again?
A flame. Just a
I
flame.
I
The
read
Olympic
that and I just
flame.
said I don't know if they want to give Snoop a flame.
Well,
Okay.
his cigarettes are big enough to be lit by that flame. Yeah, you're right. Um,
Okay.
he's going through this Paris suburb that's home to the Olympic Stadium and Aquatic Center. And also he is one of the last people to bring the flame into Paris, along with there's a French rapper and there's a couple of other people. But he also will represent where the next games will be in 2028, having been a native of Los Angeles. Um, so gee, Quinn, I hope you're still living there when the Olympics comes to town. If you think traffic is bad now,
So you can rent your place to somebody else for
right, and go
gobs of
somewhere
money.
else for the summer. Right, right.
For just for a moment, can we applaud Snoop Dogg on the ability to grow as a black man from where he was to where he is and what he's been able to represent in terms of growth. Let's
Yeah,
face it, Snoop was a gangster who had been in court a number of times, but understood what it took. He's been with his wife, his one wife forever.
yep.
What he's done in the neighborhood with kids,
And the
with Pee
football.
Wee football.
Hmm.
I mean, he's on the rap stages and with Yo Gabba Gabba. Like it's just wonderful to
Martha
see what he's
Stewart.
done. Yeah,
And
right,
that's what I'm
right.
saying.
Over the last 30 years, Snoop is a man and still one of the most fun people to hang out with and really uh, just honors music and culture and I don't know, just I laughed when I first saw he was going to carry the torch,
Mm,
but then when you really think about it, like you want a black man like Snoop carrying the torch. He represents growth and what you can do as an individual, and you're not stuck where you come from. Doesn't mean that's where you got to be. So anyhow,
right. Yeah. And you said gangsta, but he really was a gangster.
that's right. He was
And then-
the hard R. He was the
yeah,
hard R.
he was a
He was the hard
hard
R for sure. For sure.
R.
He was the hard R.
Regardless of where they started, I've always said I have so much respect for those who realize it's called show business,
Mm-hmm.
and they became great business people as they matured. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
much respect for
Absolutely.
that.
So you go ahead, Snoop, and we're proud of you and look forward to your next. Whatever it is, you got it.
Mhm.
whatever it is. Speaking of the next, tennis star Coco Gauff and LeBron James will be the flag bearers for the U.S. Olympic team at the opening ceremony. Coco is the reigning U.S. Open champion and set to make her Olympic debut at the Paris Games. She'll be the first tennis athlete to carry the U.S. flag. She and LeBron were chosen by their Team USA co-athletes, or fellow athletes rather, and the 20-year-old Gauff made the American team. You say, wasn't she supposed to be at the Olympics for the Tokyo Games? That was 3 years ago when she was still a teenager, but she had to sit out the Olympics because she tested positive for COVID right before the games and was supposed to fly off to Japan. So now is her time. She'll be there with LeBron and they'll be waving the flag and all of that. So it'll be a good time had by all. And our friend George Wallace is going to the Olympics, or so he says. Will he leave his room, Myra?
He always sends us great pictures from his room.
Look
at the view. Look at the view. And look at my room. This is so great. From all around the world, he shows us pictures of his room.
I'm like, dude, go outside.
Go outside.
Okay, George. God bless you. President Biden will address the nation from the White House tonight. His first national address since his announcement that he will not be running for re-election. It's scheduled to be from the Oval Office at 8 o'clock Eastern, just after we finish this show. He's waiting nicely. Thank you, sir. And we'll get off as soon as we can so you can get to work. And he is going to talk about, I guess they think that some of the things that he's going to talk about is what went into his making that final decision to get out. And the endorsement, was it just a natural thing for him to do with Vice President Harris, and she's just moving right through, with the a gazillion dollars in donations already, the historic Zoom call with Black women, over 44,000 of us on that call. They had to keep reestablishing the Zoom room.
I couldn't get on. The thing just kept spinning. But
There's a one happening with Black men right now, run by Hakeem Jeffries. It's going on right now.
Oh, good.
So you'll probably hear more about that in a little while. Look, Biden's job tonight is two things. One thing, but Biden's job tonight is to convince the American people that it was good for him to get out of the race, but that he can still govern for the next year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's got to, for the next, I counted it wrong. No, for the next 7 or 8 months. Right. He's got to convince people that, everybody knows why he got out of the race. And the reason why he got out of the race does not preclude him from doing his job.
Right.
That's what he's got to convince us of tonight. Now, we have on this show many times been like, you got to vote for Biden, got to vote for Biden, got to vote for Biden. Who here still wishes Biden was on the ticket?
No, not at all.
Okay, cool.
No. But the main reason that I was saying that was for consistency, because when people kept saying he can't do another 4 years, I kept saying, and then we got Kamala, duh. So fast forward.
Right.
So you're saying, like you wish Biden was still in the race?
No. I was willing to vote for him because of, as Myra said, because the vice president was going to be next in line. And if that's what it took, then I was willing to, but not, I like him.
I like him like I like my grandfather. My grandfather can't run the country.
Well, because he's dead.
Somebody said
allegedly.
It was like taking the car keys away from your daddy.
Yeah.
It was like it was a bittersweet moment. Like, Daddy, we know you think you can drive, but it would be best to give us the keys. So
look, I think we said this 2 weeks ago. Everybody on this show was going to vote for Biden. It didn't matter. The question was, were there others, and could you get people in the swing states to do it, and was age going to be a factor? It's just, this is just so exciting. It's just so exciting. And I believe that the youth, once again, like they did for Obama, is going to be a crazy factor. Has everybody heard about this whole Kamala is brat?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So
Go
so
ahead.
Brat,
Go ahead.
Brat is the name, I believe, is the name of the album from Charlie XCX. And it's kind of a movement of like being not young, you're not over 35, you still want to cause a little trouble, but you mean well. Like it's all wrapped up in this term brat, and it could not come along at a better time. Kamala is brat, and I think youth are you know, Kamala is meme worthy. She's going to be on in a positive way, like on people's social media. She's going to be on their Instagram in a way that didn't even exist 4 years ago. It's just so exciting.
Yeah.
I think it's a possibility. It's a possibility. The VP pick is crucial.
The other reason why I was pro Biden was because to me we didn't have a clear plan B. I give Biden much props because he came out with his letter, I'm out, and within 30 minutes, and this is who I'm backing. Now that was a gangster move, and it set it up for such the smooth transition. I was like, that was some all right, Biden.
You left out the most gangster of the moves.
Yes.
The most gangster of the move was like RNC convention. Oh, y'all are done? Now I'm gonna announce it. You spent all your money and everything else on the RNC convention against Biden. You do all that. That's fine. Y'all go ahead.
So my dream,
that was gangster.
My dream scenario would have been for him to make that announcement Thursday night.
What happened Thursday night?
The final speech that we wasted 90 minutes. Some of us wasted 90 minutes watching with Donald Trump giving his acceptance speech at the RNC. So my dream was for him to make, and I kept saying, Jay, if you would just announce it tonight, if you would just announce it like he's supposed to go on at 6:59, at 6:45, he drops that and says, I'm out. And that would just take away everything.
I like that.
Everything. But Sunday was fine. Sunday was fine because that was a great news day. And just I'm just so proud. And your comparison is the same that I made in the newsletter. The energy, the excitement, the excitement about the future, about the possibilities are very apt between 2024 and 2008.
It was no small feat to get all of those delegates lined up in that amount of time.
Right.
Like, it made it look. They made it look so easy that you think it's easy, but there were some other people who would have liked to have thrown their hat into the ring, besides Kamala, and the fact that everybody understood that the only way to do this is through Kamala. Was brilliant.
And wait, Joe Manchin tried to throw his
head. Oh my God, that was brilliant. He's like, yeah, and I think that I'll go back and rejoin the Democrats and run for president. Everybody's going, ooh.
Baby, here, and take your hat. Don't forget your hat.
For those of you who don't follow Instagram, quick story: 2017, we won the NAACP Image Award for the Goodbye Party we threw at BET for Obama.
And that's what Yolanda is saying. The same thing. We should be giving you your props for what you said 4 years ago.
2017, January 2017, it was like we did this thing in the White House. We thought Hillary's going to win. She didn't win. But the great thing is, the day after the inauguration, all these women went out and had the march on Washington and march around the world, and it was the greatest energy. And so I said, so make sure you get your people out there to register to vote. February 2017, I said, get them registered to vote so they can work up, down ballot, but most importantly, so they can be ready to vote for Kamala Harris for president in 2024.
Yep. Boom.
It's on my Instagram. You can see it. It's very fuzzy. It's very fuzzy, but it's there. It's on my Instagram. I said that 7 years ago, before there was a Biden Harris. I want to be clear. That was before Biden Harris. I called Kamala Harris as the 2024 candidate.
Yes, you did.
Where's my microphone?
Drop it.
As he drops earpods.
Wow, that was magic.
He's dropping pods over here.
That's impressive at a bar, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, you know what? Didn't you ask about her running mate?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, but we we're
out of time.
Yeah, well, sorry.
Okay.
Thanks, Yolanda. Yeah.
Oh dear, here we go.
Many more important things than the running mate for the next president. But no, you go ahead.
So this is a parlor game. We can make
Cat
this
caught in
into
a
a
tree. Was there
parlor
a cat caught in
game.
a tree somewhere? I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. What?
We can make this into a parlor game as far as entertainment. Who would be the most entertaining running mate for Kamala Harris for you? Not
Question.
one who could win the state of Wisconsin or Minnesota or North Carolina or Kentucky but who would be the most entertaining running mate?
Gretchen Whitmer. I know we got thrown time. Gretchen Whitmer. Not even a question. That would be it. It is, to me, it's the best ticket that will never happen.
Oh no.
So why would it be the most entertaining?
They would never have two women. No.
That's the point. But
Right.
Whitmer has all of the things. Look, if this were Newsom, Whitmer would absolutely be the candidate.
Right.
You're right. I hate the fact that we live in a country that couldn't have two women at the top of the
You're
ticket.
barely getting by with a black woman.
I understand that. But I still believe that if they were both men with those credentials, it would be a runaway.
Yes, Myra.
Brenda Brooks Perry says Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah, that would be entertaining, but
That's entertainment.
I love it,
yeah.
Brenda.
Yeah, Brenda, you were in a long line of people who have recommended her. I want Wes Moore.
Now,
Wes Moore is the black governor of Maryland.
Wait, you think that's who she should get, or the most entertaining?
That's for me, for my own personal entertainment in terms of my political dream team. I would love to see this black woman and this black man, and I know it would just set everybody and give half the Democratic Party a heart attack. But I love him so much, and I love her so much. I just think that would just be an incredible pairing. But I said for entertainment purposes. Kwyn, how about you? Who would you like to see her run with?
I have many thoughts about Kamala running for president, so I'm trying to synthesize my brain. But in terms of entertainment or a dream, and please allow me to dream, because I know dreams can sometimes come off unrealistic, but I think it'll be really, really cool if we could actually add just a co-VP position. So instead of one person, it could be two people. Okay. So I think Wes Moore would be an interesting choice, but I would also like to see Cornel West's choice for vice president.
That would be brilliant. That would be
entertaining.
That would be the yin and the yang, for sure.
Well done. Yeah. Well done. For sure. But of course, Wes Moore nor Whitmer would even consider being VP because they want to be presidential by the 30s themselves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By the 30s, they want to be by 2030s, they want to be in the race themselves.
And so does JD Vance. So let's close out with the jewel of the day, Yogi's jewel. Respect others by allowing them to finish speaking without cutting them off. I got the message, Yolanda. This shows you value their thoughts.
That's the jewel? That's the jewel or the note?
She could have sent a text.
Wow.
Dagger day.
I didn't finish. This allows you, this shows you value their thoughts and contributions.
What are we breathing in?
We don't have to breathe. We just let that just all over you. Just take it in. And I'm gonna say I don't have to take this. Goodbye.
No. Wait, it's ADICTIVO. Do I have time to go get tequila before Biden starts talking?
Goodbye.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Happy tequila.
Sending love to Sonia Massey's family.
Ni hao. Shay Shay.